the burnout itself.
Yes.
Like, it can't be that no one talks about it, because then it just stays there
well,
under
then
the surface.
You'll crash. You'll explode at some point, and then you're just, I'm done. In the patient files, I spotted a strangely familiar name I haven't heard for over 6 months. Let's say it together now. ZZ.
We are going to phone a friend.
Really?
Yeah.
We're having a caller.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable, Halloween edition. All right, this is the podcast where we answer your veterinary-related questions while having some fun along the way. If you enjoyed today's episode or a previous episode, be sure to leave us a review on your podcast provider of choice. And if you have any feedback to offer to improve the Veterinary Roundtable, let us know.
Oh my God. Okay, time out. If you're just listening, once again, head over to our YouTube because all three of us are dressed up. And if King sounds a little weird, you'll figure out why if you go to the YouTube channel. Yes,
exactly. Absolutely. We are still, maybe this will help us get some reviews.
Yeah.
The way we look on the podcast today.
Yeah. If you can't go to YouTube for some reason or you're driving right now, I'll describe it for you. King is wearing a huge pumpkin head. You can't even see her face. So if she sounds muffled, that's why. And Allie and I are dressed like ducks.
Oh, gosh. I just love the duck outfits.
Props to Allie. I had nothing to do with this. I just put it on.
Allie, I agree.
I thought it was a good Pinterest find.
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was a Pinterest find, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
I love Pinterest. They have everything you can think of.
There's so many clever things.
Yeah, that's where I get all of like my dinner recipes from.
Yes.
And Halloween costumes. All my nail inspo.
It's used for everything.
I love me some Pinterest. So speaking of reviews, Spotify, we're almost at 400. That's a little scary.
It's pretty awesome because our goal is 500.
Yeah,
Am
383.
I allowed to take off my pumpkin head now?
Because I can't tell if I'm even like if you're looking at me, who you're looking at, what you're looking
here
at
on the table.
Yeah.
A little prop.
Yeah. Prop.
And then Apple, we're at 149, so still slowly. I feel like Apple hasn't moved like at all.
Just dragging ass Apple.
Yeah.
All right.
Mm-hmm. Check out our socials, Instagram and TikTok.
We did a really funny video the other day.
If you have seen, you probably have already seen our newest TikTok, and it's posted on Instagram, the one of King and I with the Taylor Swift sound. We came up with that all by ourselves. Harrison wasn't even there, and we recorded it just her and I.
That's right.
That's the first time I think we've ever done that.
It is.
And I'm really proud of us. Mm-hmm. Harrison approved.
So check it out.
Yeah. And then once again, head over to our YouTube and then check out all of our previous episodes, especially the one with Rebecca Newman. We talk about the dome.
Mental health.
She's a really nice lady. I met with her this week.
Oh, you did?
Really?
Yeah.
Did you call her or email her or talk to her?
Yeah, I emailed her and she set up an appointment with us, and me and Amber met with her, and it was really nice.
Yeah, she's fantastic.
Just to help with the mental health, like within the clinic, and like what we can do as a leadership team, and yeah, she was super nice.
She's awesome. That's really cool. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
That's fantastic.
Super cool.
Very. Oh, and the Zoetis.
The Zoetis one was really good.
Yeah. If you have any questions about Librella, or you have any staff members that just can't get on board with Librella, or you're a client that has pets like dogs and you're just not sure about Librella, watch that episode.
Yeah, or literally just send the link to your clients.
Yes.
Because it's sometimes easier to watch than to translate, and you're hearing it from the horse's mouth.
The horse's mouth. All things canine pain for North America, Dr. Courtney Pierce, and she did a great job of talking on a level I feel like that was...
I liked Librella before talking to her, but I even feel more comfortable talking about it and recommending it now that I truly have the knowledge coming from her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Not just it does this and this, recommend it.
Right.
So
yeah,
it's very helpful.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. I'm Dr. Emily King.
I'm Alan McQuarrie.
I'm Courtney Allen, and you're listening to the Veterinary Roundtable.
Okay. Oh, where's Duckwall?
Duckwall.
She had the baby.
She quit.
She quit.
Just kidding.
She's in children.
Yes, she had her little baby boy, and they're doing well. But she's not going to be here for a few weeks.
For a few weeks, yep, exactly.
Just adjusting to the new life of being a mom of two.
Yep.
Which I can't imagine.
Yep.
You can.
I can. Times that by 2.5.
Yeah, 2.5.
Okay, so yeah, so she'll be back soon. And then I'm sure she'll show us some fun videos of the two kids. And we'll talk about that. And
Yes.
all that fun stuff.
Yep.
In the meantime, Duckwall, get sleep. Okay.
Yeah.
Whenever you can. So what's everybody's pits and peaks this week?
Well, continuing the back saga, my back pain.
Oh, yeah, because that was last week. Yes.
Mhm. It's even worse this week.
Oh, no,
That's
it's
my
because you
pit.
worked with me.
No, it's not. No, you were very cautious with me, but it's really bad this week, so I couldn't really do much with my right arm. My peak is that I made an appointment, went to Ortho Indy this morning.
Okay.
Nice.
You went to
Dude.
Ortho Indy this morning? Or you made the appointment with Ortho?
No, I went this morning.
Okay, what'd they say?
I made the appointment like Monday, and they got me in today.
What'd they say?
So I have one of my vertebrae like on the base of my neck and like top of my back is a little narrowed, so it could herniate, but he's like not super concerned about it right now. And then he said some other big technical term that has to do with my shoulder blade and stuff, but I have to do physical therapy. So I have my first appointment in 2 weeks, and then I have to be on a pain med, meloxicam, and a muscle relaxer. And then I have to see him again in 5 to 6 weeks. And if I'm not better, then they'll do an MRI.
Ooh, at least
So.
you're getting answers. That's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I was like, I wish I had like a more clear because he was like, it could just be truly like you're just over, because you're like, those muscles don't take a break. Like your biceps, you can like let your arm just do whatever, but like your back muscles, they are in charge of
constantly-
holding you up.
Right.
Like you sit up out of bed and boom, they're in action. So just wear and tear, I guess. But he didn't see too much injury there, like because they did X-rays. So,
Okay, good.
but hopefully it gets better. I
Yeah.
hope that helps. But he did tell me the muscle relaxer, I don't know if you guys have been on them before. They can make you feel dizzy and really nauseous and cause vomiting and fatigue. And so he's like, take it when you don't have to go to work
Yeah.
to see how you handle it.
At night. Is it just Robaxin or methocarbamol or whatever? You
I don't know the name of that one.
Okay.
He just was like, do you know what meloxicam is? I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't remember the name of the muscle relaxer though.
Okay. Well,
I'm going to try this weekend to see how it goes.
then you could sleep all weekend.
Yeah.
For sure.
So we'll see.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's pretty awesome. Is that your pit and peak?
Yeah. Because peak is I got in and I got it taken care of.
Yeah, agree.
Because I put it off for so long. So.
Proud of you.
Yeah.
Good.
So now time will tell.
Yeah.
What about you, Allie?
I feel like I'm getting sick again, so that's a pit.
Oh.
I'm like, I mean, we did have a really busy weekend last weekend. We were around a lot of kids and stuff, so maybe that's what it's from. But, that'll go away, whatever. My peak, October's almost over, so holiday decorating is coming up.
November 1 hits. Have Merry Christmas.
Oh, and I have some crafts planned, so I want to make like 7-foot nutcrackers to go outside.
How are you
How?
going to do that?
I have to
Toilet paper
Pinterest
rolls. I'm just
it.
So you're
I'm
7
using-
foot?
Like 6-7 foot. I don't know. I have to see how much the materials will like build on.
So and then you just build it?
What do you
Yeah.
use?
Do
PVC
you use
pipe?
okay,
and
and
some wood. And
styrofoam or anything? Like anything light?
No.
Or it's all heavy
It's
materials?
probably mostly heavy, so it doesn't like fly away.
That is
I
impressive.
don't know. We'll see how I get there.
Ooh, I'm
But-
intrigued.
I am
It's a
too.
goal of mine.
Can I
Okay,
put in
well-
an order for one?
Yeah.
We'll see how hard
Can
it
we
is.
pre-order one right now?
I'm hoping
Pre-order. I'm signing up for pre-order.
I'm hoping once I build one with the help of my husband.
Yes.
He doesn't know yet, but I'm hoping that I can just take it apart and be able to store it easy.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
like the biggest question. Everyone's like, well, how are you going to store it? And I'm like, I don't know.
He's going to
just
change clothes.
Yeah,
He's
decorate
gonna
him for
change
each
clothes.
season.
He's going to be wearing a bathing suit in the summer.
Instead of a porch goose, I have
Exactly.
porch nutcracker.
Yes. And they just change clothes. That would be
Yeah.
absolutely hilarious.
You'll have to document you building it.
Yeah.
Yeah. We'll see. There might be a lot of frustration, but we'll
That's
see.
okay.
Okay, what else? What other thing are you building? Or is that the only thing?
That's my main project. I do have
Okay.
to finish a Christmas quilt that I made like a couple years ago. For my
Wow.
in-laws, so I do have to get that finished.
Okay. That's really
So-
impressive.
I want to get that done. I don't want to bite off too much,
Yeah.
Yeah.
which I might have already. but
I was going to
we'll
say,
see.
I don't even know how, oh my gosh, wow. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
That's
this weekend
cool.
I want to do more planning on materials and stuff.
I love crafting. I just don't
Me
ever
too.
set aside time to do it.
I
Like
know.
me and my mom make these little elves, I think, or not elves, gnome. Would you call them gnomes? Yeah, I think so. But you literally just take a toilet paper roll and cut off little slices of it, like so it's still a circle, and then you just thread yarn through it, and then like stuff the hat with tissues, and then it's just like a little gnome. They're so easy and it's so relaxing to do.
I'm just trying to think of toilet paper rolls and then cutting them.
Okay,
I was like,
I'll find a picture.
I was trying to keep up with you. I was like, cut them. Okay, stuff them. I'm like,
I'll find a picture while you do your
Where did the
picture
hat?
peek.
Where did the hat come from? I'm like, hold on a second.
They're really easy. Once
Let's
you get the
decorate
hang of
our
it.
set.
Okay.
Ooh.
Oh, I'll make some red ones, some bright red ones, and bring
We
them
could
in.
make some round table
Decorate.
nutcrackers.
Yeah.
And then gnomes on the
Okay,
table.
we'll do yours, but on a small scale.
Yes.
Yeah.
Or we can do the big ones and put them in these corners.
Yeah. Oh my gosh, how fun. Okay. Very cool. Yeah, you got to show me pictures of this.
Okay, I'll find one.
Okay, so my pit is I don't know if I really have a pit this week.
That's always good.
It's Halloween, which is fun for the
Mhm.
kids.
Yep.
It's fun to see everybody decorating their, outsides and then their kids coming around. We have quite a few trick-or-treaters, so it makes it fun.
Well, that's fun. I feel like trick-or-treating is dying more and more
I
each year.
know.
Really?
Because so many parents, it's unsafe.
Or
I'm not
just,
sending
like,
my
trunk or
I'm not sending
treats.
my kid to walk around neighborhoods.
Yeah, they do a lot of the trunk or treats.
The trunk or treats, there's tons.
My neighborhood
Yeah.
does one.
And then but like our neighborhood's kind of old school, and the parents walk with the kids, and they have wagons. The kids are in and out of the
Yeah.
wagons, and then they're
Mhm.
drinking beer and walking. And I mean, like it's a big
Heck yeah.
thing. Like,
That's what my
and
parents used to do. And the
it's
amount
so
of
much
neighborhoods
candy
we used
though.
to
It's
hit.
ridiculous because you're probably talking about like 100 to 200 houses. Like it's stupid how
Yeah.
much candy the kids can get.
My parents' neighborhood where they live, because like all the kids, we were all like the same age. So now all the adults and parents are like empty nesters. So my mom doesn't really get any trick-or-treaters. It makes her sad.
Yeah. I have no problem with the age of the trick-or-treater as long as they're dressed up.
Yeah.
That is my rule.
I would agree.
You want my food? You better come dressed up.
You
Wait,
better work
hold
for
on.
it.
Hold on.
What?
There are so many. I have so many questions. So if a 50-year-old man came to your front door dressed as Snoopy, you'd
Yes.
give him candy?
I sure would.
He put in the effort.
Why
man.
does-
you?
why doesn't
He's
he
dressed
Why
up?
doesn't
No,
he get
I would
candy?
not.
What would you say to him?
I'd say, I don't know, get off my front
Good day,
porch.
sir.
Good
You're
day,
never too
sir.
old to dress up, Harrison.
Oh my gosh. Dad dressed up. You saw that picture
That
of
is
Dad?
so different. He had children that he was walking. If a 50-year-old man that
Okay,
is
well,
by
I'm assuming the
himself,
person has kids.
He has a young heart.
Yeah. I mean,
Or maybe he doesn't have any family and he's trying to socialize.
yeah.
You don't know his story.
or maybe he's trying to kill you.
Well, that could be true.
Dressed as
My best friend, we were talking a few weeks ago about Halloween and whatnot, and she kind of made a good point. She was like, trunk or treating is a very odd concept. We're telling our little kids, yeah, go take candy from that person's car.
Yeah.
true.
And in the trunk, nonetheless. Go check out the
We're
trunk
promoting
where someone
that.
can throw you in it and
Yeah.
shut the lid.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hey, I did hear this year about nursing homes. So I was looking
Aw.
at nursing homes.
Okay.
Because the older people, they get to see the kids. It's like a highlight.
Oh.
I don't know if we'll make it this year,
sweet.
but I was like, I'm going to make that a tradition.
So, like, not a group going, but just people in general go visit the nursing
Well,
home.
nursing homes, surprisingly enough, they host their own like trunk or treat, or like they have like the residents stand out in front of their doors and pass out candy.
That's sweet.
Okay,
I don't
that's
care
really
about the
cool.
Candy, but I just think that would touch...
You know what we should do is, as a clinic, we should all go and do that.
That
Dressed
would be
up.
fun.
Dress up and go.
Yeah, like you take your kids, so it's like an
Yeah.
extra trick-or-treating day.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And you go, and you don't have to go on Halloween, probably. You could probably
yeah, you
go.
just look up the name and then you Facebook it, because a lot of times they'll post like when their thing is.
Yeah.
And I was like, ugh,
That's a great
that really
idea.
makes their entire week.
It probably does. You're exactly
That's
right.
so
All those
fun.
kids.
Are you still looking for those
Yeah, I
gnomes?
can't find these stupid
Okay.
gnomes. It's really making me angry because now I'm
Okay, well, we're
determined.
gonna move on while
Okay,
you're looking
that's
for
okay.
gnomes.
That's
Keep
okay.
looking, keep looking.
Okay.
We're gonna talk about trending vet med topics because the Royal Veterinary College has regained full accreditation. So, Allie, to catch you up to speed, the Royal Veterinary College, and maybe when you were reading this article, you kind of caught
Yeah,
yourself
a
up.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, so like they were on probation because their NAVLE scores were so low for year after year after year.
Mhm.
And so this year it was like, you guys got to pass your NAVLE score or you're not getting your accreditation.
Mhm.
And so, which caused a great bit of consternation for the U.S. students because if they lose their accreditation, then that makes it, they can't get back into the United States to practice in the United States. So it was like this big ordeal. So, way to go, students. They passed. Like, I think, what was the score? What was the average? It was in the high 80s.
86, I think.
Yeah. It was high 80s.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Good
So,
for them for working their butts off.
great
and
job,
getting there.
Royal
Yeah.
Veterinary College
Yeah.
people.
No kidding.
And so did Glasgow, also got their accreditation reinstated.
Good job.
So, yeah. And I would say moving forward, if you don't think you're going to come to the United States, don't take the test. And because that's what they thought happened, is that a lot of
Okay.
students that weren't really going to come to the
weren't motivated to
Yeah, so they were just kind of taking it to take it, and they weren't really studying for it.
Oh.
Then they were driving down the scores. And so don't do that.
Well, no.
Or if you're going to take it, I guess the point is, if you're going to take it, be committed to being
Right.
prepared.
Be serious about it.
Yeah. That way you don't hurt your fellow classmates who are actually truly trying
Right.
to
Right.
stay in an accredited school. But anyway, so yeah, I thought that was really cool.
I'm so frustrated.
You just keep looking, girl.
Ugh.
So yeah, I mean,
I think it's great.
me too. The more accredited U.S. accredited schools, the better.
Yeah, 100% agree.
Okay, Tales from the Trenches.
All right, I'll come
Courtney,
back to the
you're
pictures.
you're on for Tales from the Trenches.
Okay.
Oh, look, they said and Harrison. That's really nice.
Oh, okay. Tales from the Trenches. So this is a little segment here we do on the podcast where we want listeners to send in their most ridiculous, funny, unhinged stories that we then read on the podcast. You can send your stories to the Veterinary Roundtable at gmail.com. All right. Get comfortable. This is a long one.
Okay.
Hey, VRT ladies and Harrison. My name is May, and I am a DVM4 student at the University of Melbourne, Australia. I've been listening to the VRT for a couple years now and have loved seeing how the podcast and community around it has grown. I'm currently taking an impromptu gap year from vet school as I unfortunately tore my ACL earlier this year and had to take the whole year off to recover from surgery. This was a real bummer because 2025 would have been my final year of vet school and I would have been graduating this December. But I'm so glad I took the time to heal, and I'll be able to resume my placements in a few weeks, so I'm super excited to get back into it again. Throughout this year, I have really enjoyed listening to the VRT podcast to help keep my vet brain alive and active, so thank you for putting out such uplifting, informative, and always amazing content. I have a tale from the trenches that is a bit of a journey, so buckle up. It's about a cat I will call ZZ, who I first encountered in DVM1 at a cattery where I was doing preclinical placement. ZZ, which is not that cat's actual name, but it was similarly unique and distinct in this way, was a lovely young female Russian blue who was staying at the cattery for an unusual reason. The story is, ZZ had gone missing and her owner was concerned as she had an overseas trip planned in a few days. The owner still went overseas, but then ZZ came back, so the neighbor took her in for the time being since it was in the middle of the winter. However, the neighbor wasn't able to house ZZ as she didn't get along with her own cats, so that's how ZZ's owner's neighbor, who explained this whole ordeal to us, ended up paying for her to stay at the cattery until the owner got back. It's all quite bizarre, but I finished my placement for the week and said farewell to the lovely ZZ, or so I thought. Some context for this next part. I worked as an animal attendant at a local animal shelter before getting into vet school and switched to doing just weekends once I got in. The cats we receive, stray or surrendered, were almost always a domestic breed, and it was unusual to see any other breed of cat. If you haven't already guessed where this is going, a couple weeks after I did this cattery placement, I arrived at work and I noticed a Russian blue in the cat adoption room. I checked the paperwork and her name was ZZ. I was so stunned that I did not believe it at first. I told the office staff I had just recently seen her at a cattery and asked what they knew about her. They got a vague story from the person who brought her in, presumed to be the neighbor, about how ZZ had been left behind or abandoned by the owner. This was so strange, as she was such a sweet cat, but I had no doubt that she would easily find a new home. The next weekend, ZZ was no longer there, so I assumed she got adopted. Keyword being assumed. Jumping forward to December for the final act of this adventure, where I started a new job as a vet nurse, and one of the senior nurses is showing me how to use the clinic software. In the patient files, I spotted a strangely familiar name I haven't heard for over 6 months. Let's say it together now. ZZ. While I didn't physically see her this time, it turned out that she used to be a patient at the clinic I now worked at. For closure, the nurse explained there seemed to have been some assumptions or a miscommunication of sorts from the neighbor, and ZZ's owner was able to reclaim her from the shelter, although I unfortunately don't know how all of that went down. Sorry this was such a long one, but I hope you guys enjoyed hearing about the spirit of ZZ that guided or haunted me through my first year of vet school across various jobs and placements. From much love from Australia, May.
Oh my
wow,
gosh.
you're a great storyteller.
Yeah.
That is a great
Second of all,
story.
that was a great one for Halloween week.
It was.
It
It was
was.
a great one for Halloween week.
That's hilarious.
I just that's so fascinating. Isn't it so fascinating how that
Mhm.
I mean, like basically followed her around. Like they
Yeah.
just kept
Yeah.
running into each other.
It's 3 separate places.
3 separate places.
That's wild.
Yeah,
It was meant to be.
it was
Yeah.
meant to be.
No
I
kidding.
thought the story was going she was going to end up with the cat.
Yeah.
Like
Maybe
it
she
was
will.
going to,
Yeah.
end up like
Yeah.
at her house or I don't know, something like that.
Yeah.
And so,
That's still really funny.
yeah.
And I'm glad the owner got her cat back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a happy ending.
Well, Russian blues, I mean, aren't that common as
No.
far as like,
They don't
Well,
just
having
pop
them
up.
around.
And the name. I mean,
Yeah.
she said it was also unique, so I'm
Mhm.
sure.
Yeah. That's
funny
so
that the name
bizarre.
stuck too at every place.
And
Yeah.
every
Surprised
place.
It never got changed or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's very interesting.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I'm glad she's back with her family.
Good story, May. And
Yeah.
hey, best of luck getting back on your feet, getting back into it.
Yes.
Stay
I can't
after it.
imagine that recovery.
Injury stinks no matter what the reason. And so just hang in
Yes.
there because it'll get better.
For sure.
Okay, case collections.
Yep.
Allie, do you want to go first?
Sure. I never read this thing.
Oh, no. That's
Oh,
listener.
case collection.
Okay, yes, you're good. You're good. I never read
Okay,
this.
case collection.
I'm the one that
Okay.
reads that. You won't ever have to read it. I
Yes,
promise.
yes.
I
Okay.
was skipping ahead. Okay, case. So I would say about a month ago, we got a kitten that was originally a barn cat, and he was coming in to be neutered because we have a lot of students. They have to do videos and everything. So he came. Well, he only had one eye. His eye wasn't shut, but there was no visible eye that you could see. So we end up neutering the cat, whatever. Well, one of the girls actually fell in love with him and took him home.
They know
We'll give
who
you
it
one
is.
name.
They-
We'll give you
every-
one guess.
Most people who listen to the roundtable know who it is if you want to say her name.
Oh, it was Devin.
Yes.
She's a sucker for orange and white. He's an orange and white cat. So she could not let him go be a barn cat. She felt so bad, and he matched her crew, so she took him in. So he was doing well. We started some eye drops. Still no signs of an eye. It was just kind of weird. It wasn't bothering him, but now we're to about a month. He came back in. He still had discharge and things. It was starting to bother him. So she was like, let's explore the eye. So we actually did that surgery today,
Oh.
and he did have an eyeball in there.
What?
Yeah.
It was
You
it was
couldn't
just
see it.
micro up that like
Yeah,
it was
so
just a
he
small
had some kind of injury or something. or-
Yeah.
I mean, who knows? I mean, but he's 6 months now, so it must have happened when he was real little.
You
He
found the
was
eye?
Yeah.
I
took a
bet it
picture of it.
I would like to see
bet
a
it was
picture.
just so tiny. It's just like I think it's called
I posted
Pythias
it.
bulbi, like where it's just they're either born with such a small globe or they have an injury and then it
Yeah.
That's crazy
Yeah.
because he literally looked like he just had a socket. Like there was a socket and like nothing there. It was just like
Yeah.
an empty hole in his face.
Huh. So then they just basically did an enucleation
Yeah.
and then
It
closed
was
the
a smaller looking eyeball.
Yeah.
And it looked cataract-y. I mean, it's not going to look,
normal, sure.
but it was cool.
That's
Now he
really
has this
cool.
Nice little.
Yeah.
Nice
He's
little
short hair,
close
isn't
eye.
he? He's
Yep.
a
Yeah.
short hair cat. Yeah. I mean, it's crazy. He'll do so well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know. I
Yeah.
I was over at Devin's a few weeks ago and she was like, am I a bad person for wanting to like close that hole in his face? And I was like, no, because she's like, they have to do a full enucleation because like, I mean, but she had to wipe his eye constantly, like the discharge coming
Yeah.
from it. And I was like, there's nothing wrong with that. And it was a little uncomfortable to look at all the time. Like it looked gross
Yeah.
because I mean, it was open.
Yeah.
There's just nothing there. So
Absolutely.
like, I mean, it was gross to look at. And I'm like, it might cause him issues in the future. Just do it now while he's young.
I agree.
And there's nothing wrong with that.
Just
Like,
do
yeah, it was like
and-
kind of a cosmetic surgery, but also at the same time, not really
yeah.
because it did have problems.
Yeah.
So,
And to have to do eye drops his whole life or
Yeah.
something like that could be fixed.
yeah.
Yeah, be done with it. He doesn't
Yeah.
care that he
No.
doesn't have it. He's not seeing out of it anyway.
Yeah.
Right. It's not,
So-
yeah, it really won't change his life at all.
Yeah. Young cats just amaze me so much because
Mm-hmm.
they grow so quickly. They heal so quickly.
Yeah.
Like, that black and white cat that had the
Yes.
necrosis, the ear. And then you see it just 1 week later.
Oh, that baby.
Yes.
And she
it's
looked
like,
like a different
boom.
animal.
you wouldn't even know
That
that
before
she
and
was so
after?
traumatized the week
Yeah.
before.
It's so crazy.
And so it's just like, they're so impressive how quickly they heal.
Yeah. Cats are also just
it's
so
amazing.
like resilient and
I was gonna
stoic.
say
Like
that
you
too,
don't even act
resilient.
like they act like nothing's wrong.
Yeah.
Like
True.
after surgery, they're bouncing off their cage wall.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is different. They do act different
Like
than
especially
dogs, for
after
sure.
like a declaw.
Oh, I
Like
know.
I'm just
And-
like I mean they kind of like
get
are a
pretty
little
good pain
painful,
meds.
yeah. But like still they're,
They're
walking on their
walking.
feet,
Yeah.
and we just
and
cut
they're-
their toes
the
off.
the young ones will climb cages.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, ow.
Yeah.
If I have a paper cut on my finger, I don't want to use it.
Yeah. It's crazy. Okay, my case is a 10-month-old. He's like he's a large to giant breed dog. He's a mix, I guess. I don't know what you would call him. But he's a mixed breed dog that's about 90 pounds at 10 months of age. So he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
He's going to continue to grow. He and he's a neutered male. He came in because over the past week he had been out in the yard running and playing, but now when he over the weekend he came in on Sunday after being out, he was really gimpy. And so they brought him in. And so we did a full workup on him. And being such a young dog, I was thinking, okay, there's something with his musculoskeletal system that's unfortunately just not going to be right, And so it was his back leg that he was limping on. And of course, when you see the history in the appointment calendar, you're like, okay, it's going to be, you start guessing without even seeing the animal, right? It's like this fun game you play. And so, I'm like, got some ideas of what it might be. And so we go in the room and he was a great dog, super nice dog, but he had significant muscle wasting involving his right rear. And then enough that when you stared at him from the back, you could see that this leg had less muscle mass than this leg.
Mhm.
His metatarsal pad was lifted up off the ground. So he was toe touching, so you could, when you looked at him from behind, you could tell that he wasn't full weight bearing, even though he wasn't completely leaning to the left side. And so we took radiographs of him and he had a subluxated hip that is just sitting there outside the acetabular rim. And I'm sure he's born, this way or whatever. He's got a really thickened neck and then a shallow acetabular rim and then the subluxation. And so it's just rubbing the whole time, And so he just overdid it, I think. I mean, I think that he was born that way. He overdid it, created acute pain. And then now he's just like, ow, ow, ow,
Mhm.
So we put him on anti-inflammatories. And we're supposed to check in with him this week to see how he's doing. But I haven't heard what the callback information was. But
Interesting.
so, yeah, fingers crossed. She's done a great job that she's kept him lean, but he still has growing to do. He's still going to grow another,
That's a bummer. He's so
yeah.
young.
6 months.
Will he need
before
surgery in the future when he's
Well, I
fully
mean, we
grown?
talked about that, whether you're doing a total hip. He's really too big for an FHO,
Mhm.
but thank God he's not like a Frisbee dog, or something like that where
Yeah.
you could see him landing on his back legs and then shoving that bone right outside the acetabular rim, because then you're stuck. Like what options do you have? You can't like go get an emergency total hip. There's like all these steps you have to go through.
Yeah.
So anyway, fingers crossed that she continues to decrease his exercise, but do it more frequently. Consider a total hip or, I guess an FHO is a salvage procedure later, but
Yeah.
super nice dog.
Hopefully he
good.
stays lean.
And hopefully he stays skinny.
Mm-hmm.
So-
Speaking of, real quick, I was going to give an update. This is from a long time ago, just speaking of musculoskeletal weird things. Do you remember that I think was a golden doodle or something? He was a scraggly looking guy. Duckwell and I had him sedated. We took x-rays and then you came back and looked. He was the dog with the forelimb limping and he had the like stiff toes.
Yeah.
We euthanized him
I
Like
think we talked about
a month or two ago.
We might have talked about
Did
that.
Duckwell talk about it?
She might have.
Okay,
because
because because you were involved in that case, and so I didn't know if you knew he had passed.
That was just such a weird. I think that when she had come back around to that case, that we never really got a definitive diagnosis.
No,
I think
because
is
they
what she was saying.
amputated the limb and sent it out.
Yes, we did
and-
talk about it. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I was just
And they didn't get an answer.
Nope.
him.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he just kept going downhill. He was only like 2,
Gosh. Yeah.
but I didn't know if she had talked about it or
Yeah.
not. Maybe it might have been the episode I missed then.
Yeah, I think
So sad. So
Yeah.
sad. Okay. Listener inquiries.
Okay, continue using our text message feature for our podcast. You tap on the episode in your podcast provider of choice. You'll look at the top and click on where it says send us an inquiry through a text message here. You can text us comments, questions, concerns. If you do want to shout out on the podcast, you have to leave your name. Otherwise, it comes through as anonymous. We also are now taking voice message inquiries, which have been really, really fun to listen to. So you can send those voice memos to the veterinaryroundtable@gmail.com.
Okay.
All right, first one.
First one.
I'll read it since I
Okay.
was so excited to start this.
Okay.
Hey, All Stars. I just wanted to reach out and thank you for your amazing team and amazing podcast. I just listened to an episode about mental health in the field, and I feel like God was watching over me. I'd been feeling burnt out recently, and yesterday was the tipping point. I had started questioning my whole career and questioning if I was the toxic one in the clinic because of how isolated I feel. I honestly just wanted to walk away. Well, today is when the mental health episode came on and it brought me back to the surface. I'm still pretty depressed, but you guys had what I needed to hear. So thank you so much, Candace.
Aw.
Okay, so, this message, when I read it, I was like, oh, wow, there's a lot of things in here that indicate the person is suffering from being burnout. So like specific words. And I think it's really important for people to hear that, because when your peers are talking and saying these types of phrases, I think it's really important to note that. So like, where did she say? Questioning your career. So that's one thing, where you knew that that's what you wanted to do, and now all of a sudden you're questioning your career. So that's one thing. Questioning if she was the toxic one, and then because she was feeling isolated. So another key point is people isolating themselves from their peers.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody who now sits by themselves at lunch and doesn't laugh with the group or whatnot. It's like, that's another thing that is an indicator that, wow, okay, yeah, she was feeling, and then wanting to just walk away, give it up, walk away. Being like, I'm done.
Really sad.
Yeah.
Makes my heart hurt.
It does.
I feel like it happens more than people talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, it's out there for sure.
Because our field has a high burnout rate or turnover rate and everything else.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna do a shameless plug here, because I think this is such an important topic. We are doing a live session on Vet Practice Pro about managing, recognizing burnout in yourself and in others, and how to manage it or deal with it, treat it, address it. I don't know what the right word is necessarily. And so we are having a live session December 6th on this particular topic. And we have 20 seats, and we're going to do a whole thing. It's 2 hours long. And if it's something that you're struggling with, go check out vetpracticepro.com's website. You can get tickets there, and or the podcast, the Vet Practice Pro podcast will be out by then probably, but there'll be a link in that show note. It's so important.
It is so important.
And even if you're a person who doesn't necessarily see it in yourself, if you can recognize it in other people, I think that's really huge for our industry and protecting our cultures.
Yeah,
for sure.
To be the voice for that person.
Yeah, because a lot of people just like this. They think it's them, and you're the one, feeling the feelings, but there are things that your peers can do. There's things that your leadership team can do. There's things that you can do to get yourself out of that place.
Yeah. And I would hope Candace is also in a place like where she works that she's comfortable talking and speaking up, because it's a very, very uncomfortable topic to talk about. Nobody wants to talk about their feelings because it's really hard.
Yes.
And so I would hope she has a safe place, because if you don't have a safe place, then I think it's even more scary having to deal with it. I mean, you can't do it on your own. Yeah,
because the whole the more you talk about it, the less the easier it is to remove the burnout itself.
Yes.
Like, it can't be that no one talks about it, because then it just stays there under the surface.
You'll crash. You'll explode at some point, and then you're just, I'm done.
Yeah.
I can't do anymore.
Right.
Yeah, because you get to the point of, okay, this just isn't worth it.
Right.
And just give up.
Right.
And I think Rebecca Newman's episode, something that stuck with me is how she coaches students to have like tools. Like, you want to have certain tools in your tool bag just to like how to deal with certain things, or if, like you said, helping somebody else deal with certain things. I think that's really important. And that was one part I really liked that she said, just making sure you know how to deal with it.
Yeah.
Or making sure you do something for yourself so you get off work. And like recently I have gotten back into coloring, which I know sounds kind of goofy, but I try to make it a point to color almost every night. And I've done like 3 pictures in the last few weeks. Because I
don't think that's really any different than somebody who likes to, like, for me, like, I like cleaning.
Yeah.
Like, I think that it is just a way of like you're unplugging and you're just doing something like
it's mindless. And you don't have to think about it.
And it all just kind of goes away.
Decompresses you. You're not thinking about anything else in that moment. You're thinking about the task you're doing, and it's a simple task.
Yes.
Yeah, I like organizing, but because I started coloring like during my staycation, and then I just I need to do this every single night.
Yeah. That's fantastic.
And work on them. And then it's really, really rewarding when I finish my pictures, and I get excited to show Jacob, and I text my mom a picture of it. And
that's awesome. I love it. But,
so just find something that makes you happy. Like, my mom has always preached that. It's like, do something for yourself.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Because in the vet med field, we're always serving other people. That's most jobs. You're always serving or giving something to somebody else. So get home and do something for you. Like, yeah, cook dinner, do whatever you need to do, but then do something for yourself. Read a book, stare at your dog. I don't know.
Build nutcrackers.
Build nutcrackers.
And I feel like if you don't have a person that you feel like you can talk to, find one.
Yeah.
Like, whether that's a therapist or, like, someone that's not in the vet field, but at least I feel like once you have someone to talk to, you don't feel as isolated.
Yes.
Absolutely. I agree completely.
Yeah. Therapy's not a dirty word.
Nope.
It's not.
Therapy is very good.
Okay. Thanks, Candace. That was a
Yeah.
great question. Great comment.
Mm-hmm.
You want me to read this one?
Yeah.
Okay. My name is Allie. I am a fourth-year pre-vet undergraduate student who just applied this cycle to veterinary school. I love the podcast, and I was wondering what you guys think about Clemson opening up their DVM application and what your opinions are about being the potential first veterinary class of a university. I would love to hear your thoughts, as I am hesitant to apply to schools where I would be the first class of students if accepted. From Allie. Great question, Allie.
Yeah.
Somebody's got to be the first student. Right? I mean,
Yep.
somebody's got to be
No,
the
you're
first
not
class.
wrong. Yeah.
You know, you guys want me to say what? I'm sorry. I'm just like talking. So.
No, go for it.
No, I think Clemson, it's a big university.
Mm-hmm.
It's a well-known school. It's part of the distributive model. So a lot of your teaching is going to be in clinics. So you have experienced people. There's a reason that the AVMA oversees, the accreditation process and all of that. I mean, I don't think you have to worry that it's the first year. I think not from an education perspective as much as just flow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
getting out the
kinks and
yeah,
Yeah.
I think there's going to be some of that,
There's always
right?
gonna be learning with
Yeah.
Right.
But
There's
I don't
always
think
gonna
that-
be stuff
I
to
don't
work
think
out.
that'll take away from your ability to become a good veterinarian.
You won't get less of an education.
Right. I guess that's what I'm saying. Yes.
Yeah.
That's what I think.
You
What
won't
do
be less than someone else graduating from a college who's been open for 50 years.
Yeah. What do you guys think? Do you think
No,
that
I agree. I think going to different clinics and getting that experience and different people's mindsets on how to do things, I think
yeah.
will do
Mm-hmm.
well.
I think that the discrepancy would be between the distributive model and the traditional model. So like
Where they have a non-school.
right, rather than it being a new school versus an established school. Like I think there's some benefits too to being the new school. Like
You get all the new stuff and nobody else has used it yet.
You're the first one to get to use everything.
It's
They're
shiny.
asking your opinion about stuff. You're helping mold the program.
Mhm.
I mean, so if you like that kind of thing, that's kind of a neat way to think about it.
Yeah.
So,
I would say there's less cons.
Yeah.
But yeah, you get to, it's all squeaky clean.
yeah, it's pretty cool.
No, it's not lived in.
That's right. Not a lived-in house.
But good luck. I hope you get in.
Yeah, apply, because
Do it.
wasn't I reading that last week about they were accepting applications until, was it November? Or was it, do you guys remember the end of October? I don't know.
Something like that.
It
Yeah.
was close. Like it was
November
a tight
1st.
deadline.
Was it November 1st? It
That
was
sounds
something
really
like
right.
that. I feel, or it was November 14th. It was somewhere in November, I feel
Something.
like.
Yeah.
Anyway, check it out. Go turn it in.
Yeah. Get on it.
Get on it.
Okay. Last one. Do you lease or own equipment in your clinic? Pros and cons of owning versus leasing. Anonymous. I have no idea. We own it all.
Own. Yes, we own.
I was like, we don't lease anything.
We own. I don't really know why you would lease. I'm sure there's some pros to that, but
We are going to phone a friend.
Really?
Yeah.
We're having a caller.
We're going to phone a friend. We have done both things at All Star Veterinary Clinic. We have leased equipment, and then we have also purchased it outright.
Huh.
I didn't know.
What have we leased?
Oh, our phone a friend.
Dang it,
is-
Richie.
He's on a thing.
What have we leased?
I am going
Yeah.
to tell him to call us. Call me when you get a sec.
Call me urgent.
Because he's going to be able to explain this way more like succinctly than I can. Okay, so when you lease equipment, you lease it, say, over, so, okay, let's make things easy. Like, just use numbers that are easy. $50,000 piece of equipment over 5 years. And those payments equal whatever. And so then at the end of the lease period, it's yours. You've purchased it. So it's like lease to own. Okay.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah.
So that's one way of doing it. And you can save yourself a lot of money, like each month, because you didn't outlay all of the money. And then there also is something with depreciation. And that's why we're phoning a friend. Because there's different, like, so like at the end of the lease, you buy the equipment for $1. like for a lot of these leases. And then, but when you purchase it, you're purchasing it outright usually, right? So it's like $50,000 that you have to write a check for. So a lot of businesses don't like to do that because then you just get rid of $50,000 of cash.
Right.
If you're cash poor, which we are in the beginning when you're opening a clinic, then you don't want to do that because now you have no cash
Yeah.
to pay people.
Yeah.
They don't
And your
like it when you can't
business
pay them.
The one you just opened, it's gone.
They don't care that you have an ultrasound machine. They just want to buy their groceries. So, so there's pros and cons to doing that, I think. Now, hopefully, Richie will call us back in just a minute, and then we can
And so,
get
like when I
expert
think of
opinion.
leasing, so I think of cars, obviously, because
Sure.
I've leased multiple cars. So, like when you lease a car, you're not like reliable for fixing certain things. Like the dealership will take care of it, or in my case, they did.
Mhm.
But then when you buy things, you're fully responsible for it. Is that the same with like equipment?
So, Dad picked up
What
for
the
Harrison.
hell?
Oh, we okay. You are live on the Veterinary Roundtable podcast. We decided we wanted to phone a friend, and you're the friend I decided to phone because we got a question, which is, do you lease or own equipment in your clinic? The pros and cons of owning versus leasing. And I said, oh, Richie will know this, and he will be able to succinctly describe it better than I can. So while we were waiting for you to call back, I was talking to them about the lease to own, and then, like being cash poor and just not wanting to write a check for a piece of equipment. Can you kind of go into the pros and cons of that?
Oh, can I?
Bottom of the phone.
Okay, so there are a few ways you can do it. I mean, the two most distinct ways to buy equipment would be to write a check for it. So let's say it's let's just choose a number, say 50 grand. You can just write a check for 50,000 for the piece of equipment, or you can do it with payments, and payments could take the form of getting a loan from a bank, and it's amortized over a specific period, or you get a lease. There's two specific kinds of leases. One's a capital lease and one's a true lease. A capital lease is basically like a loan. It's effectively a loan. They call it a lease, but it has like a dollar buyout at the end. So a true lease is where you don't technically transfer ownership. They have an ownership interest in it. It's like a car lease. You can pay like a residual at the very end and own the equipment then. Either way, with a true lease, you can just straight expense the equipment. With a capital lease, since that's a loan, you have to depreciate the actual cost of the piece of equipment over a period of time, say 5-10 years, something like that, whatever the useful life is. You can do accelerated depreciation on some of that stuff, which helps to reduce your taxable income. So it really depends upon your situation. If you do have the cash to burn and you want to do it, you can do it that way. A lot of times from an ROI basis, it's easier to do it over time. And if you can get a favorable interest rate, that's not horrible. It might make sense to lease it. At the end of the day, because you can expense interest expense, or you can write off interest expense and the cost of the capital lease through depreciation, it's basically a zero sum. And what I mean by that is, let's say you spend $5,000 a year in lease payments. You can expense all of that, so you're not being taxed on expenses that you're expending. I guess the best way to put it. The reason that's important is that if you're spending, say, $5,000 a year in, say, lease payments, you don't want to be taxed on that, because that's basically, it's increasing your cost of capital to do that.
Okay, that makes sense.
So that's why. Sometimes leasing is better, just because, say something goes wrong, or with some of the leased equipment, if it goes bad, you can just get new equipment. Or if you're like, if the useful life of the product is, say the useful life of a piece of equipment is 3 years, well, you don't want to write a check for it. You just have to write another check for another one in 3 years. You just lease it for that 3-year period and then turn it in and get a new one. Potentially. Does that make sense?
Yes, that makes sense. And so if you buy it outright for $50,000, then you depreciate that cost over the useful life of the piece of equipment.
Generally speaking, yes. There are provisions in the tax code that allow you to accelerate that depreciation in certain situations. And what that means is you could write off the entire amount that first year. So if you were to buy, say, a $50,000 piece of equipment, you could potentially just write off the 50 grand. So, which is not bad. Because you're not paying taxes on that money. And the reason that's significant is that if you spend 50 grand on a piece of equipment, but then you have to pay taxes on, say, that 50 grand, you're paying more than 50,000 for the piece of equipment
Okay.
because cash flow that you generate to purchase the piece of equipment is then taxed. So
Yeah.
that's why the depreciation and how that comes into play in your projections, whatever, is really important. And if you lease or if you amortize something over a longer period of time, the financial outlay, the bite isn't so bad.
Okay.
That's why you get a lot of people. That's why you get a lot of people that lease, unless you're just like cash heavy and you just don't care.
So most new clinics are probably going to lease because you're cash poor.
Oh God, yeah.
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 Well, no, we always leased.
Yeah.
It's just easier to lease because, especially depending on how they structure. I always did dollar buyout leases. So at the end of the term, you send them $1 and that's it. What you don't want, what kind of stinks is that if you have like a true lease where, like an auto lease, where the residual or the residual value of the asset post lease is material. So I mean, like you could buy a piece of equipment, 50 grand, lease it for 3 years, and have to turn around and ride and for 20,000.
Right.
So that's where, now again, if the useful life is 3 years ish, and you just want a new piece of equipment, people do that with cars all the time. Like if you normally trade your car every 3 years, it's silly to buy it. You might as well
Right.
just lease it.
Right. Okay.
And so I mean, that's really what it is. I mean, there's a lot of different ways you can do it. It's just with most new clinics, and if you remember this, when we, opened All Star, they can give you some really attractive lease packages.
Right.
That
Right.
makes sense from a cash flow standpoint, because when you're first starting out, that first 3 to 5 years is generally very tight.
Right.
So you don't want to be writing checks for lots of things that you may not end up using in the way that you thought you might use them.
Sure.
Mhm.
So
Okay.
I mean, that's where, and as the clinic progressed, as we were open longer and longer, I mean, it did sort of start to make sense to just write checks for stuff, because you're kind of like, oh, it doesn't matter. I mean, we know how we're going to use it. We know what we're going to do with it. So yeah.
Okay. That's very helpful. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Richie.
Okay. Bye. Okay. There you have it.
So there's really no like pros and cons. It's just where you are in your practice
Like what you're
and where you are financially.
Yes.
Right.
Probably so. I think that probably dictates which one you choose.
Yeah.
For sure.
So did you guys lease all of the equipment when you first opened All Star?
Yes.
Like X-ray, ultrasound.
Yes.
All the big things.
Yes.
Lab machines.
Yes. Because then we had a payment of $7,000 a month for however long, and
Mhm.
then those payments started falling off, right? Because
Yeah.
now it's 3 years in the X-ray machine. Nothing happened to it until we decided to go
Right.
Oh
whatever.
my God,
you know
that
what I
one
mean?
was so old.
And so it's
I
like
forgot we had that one.
right. So I mean, it ended up working out just fine that way.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would have had to have loans,
Mhm.
which we did for certain things. But
Sure.
yeah,
I think the leasing would be nice in an aspect, because he said if you don't know how you're going to use that piece of equipment, but you think you need it.
right.
Oh
I feel
yeah,
like-
like a test or
Yeah.
trial.
like, I feel
So
like
then
we
you're
have
not
some
like
stuff that we're like,
committing.
oh my gosh, we totally need this. And then we've used it like twice.
Oxygen cage.
That's what came to my mind. I was like, man, wouldn't that have been nice if that was a lease? Because then we
Yeah.
could be like, they actually don't need
Don't need
it.
this. That's right. Here you can have it.
I could probably
Yeah.
count on both hands how many times we've used it.
I know it's so hard because it just doesn't get up to.
It's not great.
Yeah,
I think it's just the model.
I know.
Yeah,
I mean,
but that's okay. At
It
least we
is.
have one if we really need it.
Win some, lose some. But I
It
feel like
just-
recently we've used a lot more.
Well, we've used it a few times. It's just that thing is big.
Big.
It's a
Takes
tank.
up so much room.
Yeah, it
It's a tank
is.
to get ready.
It is absolutely.
But it saves some patients.
Yeah.
Okay, well, Anonymous, I hope that answered your question.
Yeah. Maybe
Okay.
they're looking to open a clinic or something.
That's right. Exactly.
Come to Richie with all your questions.
That's right. Exactly. Let us know.
All righty. Oh, I found the picture of the gnomes.
Oh, show me.
Okay. So let me zoom in because we made like a whole village of them. So like the little dots are little beads and it's like wood. And then the hats are the toilet paper rolls. And then you just make the beards and you like stick a whole bunch of yarn together and then you just use a whole bunch of hot glue. And you can make their beards
Oh,
long or
those
short.
Are cute.
I know, they're so easy to make.
Those are so cute. Okay, I get you now.
Yeah.
I understand. Okay.
I'll make you some.
Oh, thank
I'll
you.
make you some orange ones.
We should make
Okay.
gnome garland.
Ooh.
Yeah, we just throw these like wherever in the house. Like I'll put some on the tree, I'll put some on the mantle, whatever.
Yeah, that's so cute.
They're so fun. They're easy to make.
Nice.
Just tedious because you have to keep wrapping yarn around
Right.
the toilet paper holder. Okay. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in to another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable. Remember, send in those questions and leave us a review if you enjoyed this episode or a previous one. We'll see you next week for another episode of the Veterinary Roundtable.
Woo, woo, woo. See you next time.